Rule number 10 at the Clown Motel. Never use the ice machine. Frostbite Franny wasn't like the other clowns. A faded carnival woman with porcelain white skin covered in delicate cracks like antique china. Her lips were in a permanent blue tinged smile, slightly frayed at the edges. Wispy frozen breath escaped her mouth despite the desert heat. Her stiff ruffled collar was edged with delicate frost crystals, and her glassy eyes reflected light oddly like ice under moonlight. She wasn't always this way. Once she fell, not onto the safety net, but into the carnival's ice machine. They pulled her out frozen solid. The mortician said she was dead. The motel, they disagreed. Tonight's guest didn't read the rules, didn't see number 10, never used the ice machine, just wanted something cold. The machine groaned awake. Frost spread like spider webs. His breath turned to fog in the desert heat. A whisper from the chute. Let me help. A gloved hand shot out. Skin stuck, froze. His scream died as the cold crawled up his veins. His fingers snapped off like icicles. His eyes clouded over, frozen wide. The last thing he heard was his own heartbeat, slowing until it stopped with a crack. The machine whirred, digesting, then spat out red-tinged ice cubes. Franny watched, her smile never thawing. Rule number 11 at the Clown Motel. Never complain about the heat. His name was Smiles, or at least that's what the peeling name tag on his grease-stained costume claimed. A hulking figure with patchwork skin stretched too tight over jagged bone. His grin was a permanent rictus of cracked porcelain. His eyes, two black buttons that never blinked. The rainbow curls of his wig were matted with something dark, something old. Smiles wasn't always a clown. Once he was a man. A gunman with a temper and a sawed-off shotgun. Back when the Clown Motel was just a roadside pit stop with bad plumbing and worse decisions. But after a botched robbery went bloodier than intended, the other clowns found him bleeding out in the parking lot. They didn't call an ambulance. They recruited him, gave him a new face, a new purpose. Now he enforces the rules. Room 7's guest, some sweaty, sunburned trucker with a mouth bigger than his senses, learned that the hard way. He'd been bitching about the heat since check-in, slamming the front desk bell, demanding a fan, an ice bucket, a refund. The clowns listen. They always listen. That night, the AC in room 7 died. Then the windows sealed shut as well as the door. Then the vents started blasting dry, scorching air hotter and hotter until the walls groaned and the carpet fibers curled like burning hair. The trucker screamed, pounding on the door. The Smiles was already there, his face pressed against the peephole, his giggles sizzling through the metal like grease in a pan. By dawn, room 7 smelled like overcooked pork. The clowns hosed it down, flipped the mattress, and turned the vacancy sign back on. The Clown Motel. Rule number 12. Never trash the room. Dottie the doll-face, the motel's ever-smiling housekeeper. Her porcelain white skin is cracked in places, revealing glimpses of something dark beneath. Her rainbow curls bounce as she skips down the halls, her oversized shoes squeaking against the blood-stained carpet. Her lipstick, always fresh, always red. Her eyes, black pits with tiny red pinpricks for pupils. And her hands, oh, her hands are always busy. Once, Dottie was Dorothy, a weary maid at a roadside motel, scrubbing away the sins of travelers who treated her like wallpaper. Then he came, the original killer clown, the one who runs this motel. He promised her power, a voice, a face no one would ignore. All she had to do was laugh as he sewed his grin onto hers. She never stopped laughing. Tonight, two frat boys stumble into room 13, drunk and sneering. They don't see Dottie watching like a broken doll. They trash the room, beer bottles, pizza grease, a shattered lamp. Rule number 12, never trash the room. Dottie's giggles echo as she creeps inside. The first boy chokes as she stuffs his throat with rainbow handkerchiefs. Endless, until his eyes bulge like balloons. The second tries to run, but her mop water is acid, and his screams dissolve into gurgles as she scrubs its flesh down the drain. By dawn, the room is spotless. The beds are made, the air smells of cotton candy. And Dottie, she's already humming, skipping towards the next check-in. Welcome to the Clown Motel. Please mind the rules.